Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the videos. Another paid request. This time for Tim. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 1992 film The Muppet Christmas Carol. Now, it mentions this in memory of Jim Henson, and his son Brian Henson actually made this movie. And as you can tell, it's a take on the Christmas Carol story where Michael Caine plays Ebenezer Scrooge. I do like Michael Caine as an actor. Here, he took it very seriously, does a rather good job playing Scrooge. I do appreciate that he took it seriously. It didn't feel like he was phoning it in. It didn't feel like he was, oh God, what am I doing here? And there's genuine charm with the movie. Because, yeah, this whole town populated with a lot of these different types of Muppets. Muppet horses, mice, cats, birds, and of course, Kermit and Gonzo is Charles Dickens. He's our narrator. Him and this Rizzo the Rat. I would say that was probably my favorite part is the two of them kind of going along narrating the story, at times breaking the fourth wall. Or Rizzo's like, well, you're not Charles Dickens. Or, how do you know what's going on? Like, how do you know that happened? Rizzo keeps asking Gonzo these questions. And I didn't grow with the Muppets as much as others. I did watch a few of their films back in the day. I think the Great Muppet Caper, I think, was one of them. But I didn't grow with the Muppets as much as other people did. But like I say, there's a charm to the puppets. I do like the Gonzo character. I guess I would say he's my favorite Muppet. So it's nice that he got, of the Muppets, he kind of got center stage. More so than Kermit. I would say Gonzo has the most screen time. Which I think is a part of the reason why I liked this one quite a bit. Because other than Scrooge, Gonzo was kind of the star of this thing. And it goes through the story pretty faithfully of A Christmas Carol. Scrooge doing his terrible things, saying lines like, oh, they'd rather die? Well, then they better do it. It'll decrease the surplus population. And people think he's a dick. He's going to be visited by the three ghosts. One is Christmas. He gets visited by the Marleys, and these are the critics. The Muppet critics are usually the balcony giving shit to people. So there's the Christmas Past, which is this kind of weird-looking female puppet ghost who shows a bit of Scrooge when he was in school and how he would pretty much more so stay in school and not go out to play. You have the Christmas Present, where you gets to see how everybody is happy and having fun. And his assistant, Kermit, goes home to Miss Piggy, and their 4 kids. And one of them's Tiny Tim, who's rather sick. And then Christmas Future, where, of course, he dies and no one gives a shit. Like I said, the puppets do have a charm to them. Michael Caine, there are moments where he's given very genuine emotional reactions. Now, because it's a Muppet movie, they can't be as harsh as other stuff, meaning, you know, Scrooge, there's only a limit to how harsh he could be. Like, he's being harsh, but there's, like I said, only a limit to it. And I would say when he goes into the past and the present, especially the past, I didn't feel as much of this turmoil that you would think Scrooge would need to feel guilty and start the changing of his ways. Because him in school kind of nonchalant and the teachers being nice to him. And I forget the name of the Muppets, this big bird-looking dude. It's the American way, and then someone has to correct him. Oh, it's the British way. Or one of his early jobs was working for Fozzie Bear, who of course is Fozzie, so he's like, enjoy it, it's Christmas. And also like this, he was in love with this girl, and then he says at one point, well, sorry, we can't get married. Maybe next year. You keep saying that. She leaves. And I get what they're doing, but just, it felt a bit empty where I could see an Ebenezer Scrooge, another adaptation, looked at it going, so what? That happened. I didn't really feel this big sense of loss of the character. Like, if I look at Scrooge, Bill Murray, I see more of that with the kid being forced in front of the TV and saying hi and bye to his mom, and you see Bill Murray's character tearing up, and then you see all the highs and fun of him and Taron Allen, kept there Groundhog Day. Him and Taron Allen and them having fun, all these good times. And how there's a bit where they separate, and even Bill Murray's like, "What are you doing, you idiot? What are you doing?" I felt more of the sense of that emotional core and bitterness and anger and what was I doing and heartache that will lead that first bit step into him changing his ways. I didn't feel that with this. Maybe they felt they couldn't do that because it is a Muppet movie. Which I can understand, but at the same time, it leaves us something for me a bit lacking in the whole Christmas Carol aspect when that kind of fell flat to me. But at the same time, what more could you expect from a Muppet Christmas one? Also, the songs kind of got eye rolling as it went on. I didn't mind the first one. There goes Mr. Humbug, there goes Mr. Grimm. I didn't mind that song. I would say that was the best song in the movie. But like the Marley Ghost, they sing a song. I'm not big on that. When it's the Christmas present and everybody's talking about how sweet Christmas is, Kermit has a song. One More Sleep Till Christmas. It wasn't god awful terrible. I wouldn't be Simon from American Idol going, "Get the fuck off the stage, Kermit." But I was like, whatever. But, and you could tell that the town they were in was a set. But I said the way the Muppets interact with each other, the way Michael Caine played it, genuine and straightforward, there was still a whole charm to the affair. And again, Gonzo and Rizzo the Rat. And there's a bit where like Gonzo's exasperated going, "What?" And Rizzo just looks at him and just to fuck with him, kisses Gonzo on the nose. He gets upset about it. A Christmas Present, the ghost, is this orange-haired guy that looks like someone from Pixar's Brave. Who's like, showing him what's going on, how everybody's such high spirits. Which would seem like something Ebenezer would have seen every day anyway, so like seeing these people in high spirits, like he would see that on a daily basis walking through the streets anyway. So like what's the difference? But just a little bit of the Tiny Tin, how sick he is and how much he's coughing. And then you see the future and he died and Tiny Tim died and he's like, the Muppets are talking shit about Ebenezer Scrooge, but again, it's the Muppets, so they can't be too harsh. They can't be too dark. But he changes his ways and wants to make things better, and then you have the end of the movie. I would say it is a nice introduction to kids for the Christmas Carol story. There's nothing too scary about it for kids. Maybe the idea that Tiny Tim dies in the future and you see Kermit and Miss Piggy sad. Maybe, I think kids, the way they are nowadays, they could handle that. Plus, it doesn't last too long. Like I said, the Muppets do have a charm to them. The way they're handled, the way they're puppeteered throughout this old school Victorian era setting. I say it was nice to see Michael Caine play Ebenezer Scrooge. I thought that was a good casting choice. Because of the Muppets, there's not as much meat to the bone to the story as maybe other iterations. Like even Scrooge, as much as a comedy, there's a bit more meat to the bones of that element compared to this. But it wasn't a bad film at all. It had a charm to it. Nice to see Michael Caine in there. I could do with less. I know some people said there should have been more songs. I could have done with less songs. It moved at a decent pace. Wasn't too long of a movie. And overall, didn't mind it. Didn't mind it for what it was. I don't know if I would ever see the film again, but didn't mind it for what it was. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.